What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have so many exciting updates to cover in this video and some drama, some trolling of Cardano that we're going to react to. So hit that subscribe, hit that like. Cardano Network successfully completed 200,000 payments in the last 24 hours. Now, before we get to the trolling, we need some context. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO at Ripple, says the SEC asked for $2 billion and the court reduced their demand by 94%. Recognizing that they had overplayed their hand. We respect the court's decision and have clarity to continue growing our company. Well, if you've been sleeping under a rock, XRP is not a security. We did have that ruling in July of last year, but now it's completely over. TLDR, the lawsuit's completely done, had its completion, and this is a win, guys. It's a win, a victory not just for Ripple, but as Brad said, the industry and the rule of law. The SEC's headwinds against the whole XRP community are gone. And this is great for ADA because CFTC said that most cryptocurrencies are not a security. The overall sentiment on Gary Gensler is negative. And so Cardano moving forward with a gold standard for MiCA compliance, decentralization, everything else going on, I think that Cardano is leading actually ahead of the pack. And I commend Ripple what they did to see this to the end because it's not just good for XRP, which we should congratulate them for, but it's a big win for Cardano and the rest of the space. BitBoy says Cardano will die. Cardano is dead. ADA is dead. You can expect Cardano ADA to continue to fall further and further behind the pack. Well, guys, one day it's I like you, Charles. The next day it's dead, 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 dead. And this is actually, for context, on YouTube, a video where he talks about XRP for 4 or 5 minutes. And he's happy about the success that they ended this lawsuit with flying colors. But it's bizarre that where it should be an XRP-centric video, he says XRP is not like ADA and then slamming it. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Cardano will die. Cardano is dead. ADA is dead. You can expect Cardano and ADA to continue to fall further and further behind the pack.
I think that he just gets super extreme for clicks. And it's bizarre because even you guys know, if you guys are OGs, you were subscribed to the channel, a couple of things I got to point out. And I did point out on Twitter. Make sure you guys, if whatever you want to check out, everything's linked below. Is first of all, the Pit Vipers. We identified Mog as a gem 12 months ago. Where was his videos talking about Mog? Okay, that one thing. So always be careful with vanity. The second is that what's the need to be slamming Cardano and say it's dead, it's dead, it's dead, because XRP is going with compliance. Binance has changed their tone with compliance. Compliance is important. As we saw with yesterday's video, decentralized finance is the future. And who is leading in decentralization other than Cardano? It's Cardano, including the liquid native staking. That's part of compliance to remove intermediaries. So this nonsense for me is just, it's ridiculous. You know, am I surprised? No. What do you guys think about this? Very zesty comments. Bullish on ADA if BitBoy is shorting. I don't know. Maybe he's shorting. Maybe he's not. Not sure what's going on. Hope he does better. But this is kind of a bit ridiculous. And stuff like this doesn't sway my opinion. It's just like a National Geographic observation piece. Quite bizarre. And even when he says XRP Army, he never dived into like the depth, the actual depth of XRP Ledger. Pain points with AMM on launch, so on and so forth. The forks that we had, the side chains, like you name it. It was always just banks, 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 cross-border, cross-border. So guys, be careful who you listen to, because while he is saying Cardano is dead, that it will die, we have institutions, we have big names advocating for the legitimacy of Cardano, that it will pump. And stick around to the end of the video. We're going to take a look again at Bitcoin dominance, but also Google Trends to take a look at where we are for price prediction and timeline. Breaking news, Cardano Chang hard fork is imminent. Node reporting version finally hits 70%. Blocks reporting is now at 60%. So we need that blocks reporting to increase also. 70% threshold is the sweet number. ADA price is getting a reversal as well. Good timing. Pete says exchanges are moving for the Chang hard fork. We saw recently Binance and other exchanges putting their progress, they're changing to in progress, upgrading their nodes. So very exciting to see more exchanges and so much bullish momentum. You think it's coincidence, guys? You think this is coincidence? 4 years dragged in a lawsuit that now all just now. So no, guys, we've been alluding to all this stuff. So many interesting narratives that we've been getting like spot on. Speaking of spot on, Rocket with a new update finally. We did get Pig.Party. We're still waiting for Snack.Fun. And this is the third kid on the block, of course. I think this one will be next. So Rocket by JPEG Store, we now have a new update. You can now register for early access and be the first to try Rocket when available. So I signed up. You can also sign up rocket.store. I really love this idea, foolproof token launching. Simplicity, I'm a big advocate for because I think there's too many UX barriers in Web3. So whatever we can do to simplify is definitely welcomed. Let's let the community decide on something. We won't say specifically what it's for just yet, but your wildest guess might be right. Please vote for the option you prefer. So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of, frankly, any of these exchanges personally. I don't like any of these exchanges. I just clicked Gate.io for the sake of it. I like Sevi's comment, all of the above. Personally, I'm a big fan of decentralized exchange and then going to like the big boy ones like Binance, what have you. But of course, there's a lot of politics involved, listing fees, a lot of nuance involved. Of these available to you, which one would you go for personally if you were to have DEDI listed on any of these? Which one do you think? Gate.io, BitGet, MEXC, Bitmart? Speaking of DEDI, it is the only Cardano play that I like at this moment, says Crypto Rover. The DePIN narrative will do really good, and this one has that big potential to blow up once the market starts moving again. Currently only 2.5 million market cap. That's insane. Guys, I see it as the render token, and clearly compute power, AI, machine learning, like everything is so important. NVIDIA and AMD are doubling down, and I think that this project could go massive. It has the brand, it has the graphics, it has the product market fit. It just is so like, it has that everything about it. DEDI is also one that I'm really, really optimistic on. That and World Mobile Token. The project already has a contract with Leonardo AI, brackets Canva, and they are part of the Huawei startup program. So Leonardo AI, pretty cool. Canva having access to over 170 million users. So using their benefits as a result of that partnership with Leonardo. And lest we forget, guys, that they're part of the Huawei startup program. Pretty huge, if you ask me. Speaking of huge, more amazing meetings. So many things happening. So while trolls say that Cardano is dead, and ironically, they need to name drop it to make their video be relevant, the line doesn't lie. People lie, the line doesn't lie. So the next time you see someone wearing pit vipers, maybe go to Angry Crypto and you'll see that I called Mog as a gem in August of 2023. Where's his Mog video? He'll take that off and just switch. He'll just switch. I'm so tired of like grifting KOLs in this space. But sometimes we have to react to it because they're calling it out and like we have to call it back in return. Back to this. It's amazing to see United Arab Emirates, Latin America, presence from Cardano Foundation. I love this because like we don't know all the conversations that are being had behind the scenes. And it's important to set all this up. And like I said, Cardano is the chain agnostic, highly brand intimate, resilient network that's DDoS resistant and with hyper scalability around the corner, uncapped TPS, capped supply. Don't mind if I do. Someone with 10 major coins in their bio just told me ADA is struggling. Went back and checked, and out of the 10 popular coins listed there, ADA actually outperformed them. 7 of them, year over year. People so fixated on the 1 or 2 coins, the powers that be artificially pump into the top 10, they lose sight of reality. Well, most people can't read or do math. Am I wrong? And lest we forget SafeMoon in the top 100. BitConnect in the top 10, 15, if I'm not mistaken. Luna. So there's a tweet a guy replied to this where he was actually shilling Luna and saying Luna is unstoppable. So again, like if you go up real fast, you'll probably come down real fast. You can't speed up network effect. Charles has said this time and time again. What's network effect? Network effect is like fostering good grassroots community, and you can't speed run that. If you speed run that, then you're going to pay the price. Now, All Crypto Wallet says it's all about wallet adoption. Cardano is a top player on real user access to Cardano Web3. Memes don't matter. Bottom-up Web3 adoption through wallets cuts through the noise. Well, I agree with Ada Whale and All Crypto Wallets, but somewhere in between. I think memes are super critical. Memes are extremely important, and it's part of the reason why Mog has took off with its dank culture. However, Wallet adoption is also key, and it's great to see that Cardano is up on this list. Total Google Play downloads, and we see Cardano is still decent, right? It's only like tens of millions away from Solana, Polygon Matic. So I agree, wallet adoption is important. However, memes are super critical. Emotion is everything. Emotion runs everything. Emotion is why projects like Doge and SHIB, because they're emotion evoking, they generate positive emotions, they make people laugh, they're easy to understand. Thankfully though, to glue this all together between ADA Whale and all crypto wallets, we have it all as ADA. We got the SNEC, we got the Nike, we got the culture, we got the charismatic leadership, we got the fixed supply, the uncapped TPS. We got it all. And that's why I'm just flabbergasted when people think like ADA to zero, when we've proven time and time again, all-time high in January 2018, new all-time high in August, September of 2021, and that's before like remotely any of this stuff. Boggles my mind, guys. The bottom is in, and if people think everything's going to zero, it's like saying I'm dumb without saying I'm dumb. Farming rewards fully shift V1 to V2. Farming rewards on MinSwap V1 are now slashed by 100% and all move to V2, as was approved through governance. Migrate your liquidity to V2 now. Well, I don't know of a better incentive than 100%, so it's pretty good if you ask me. But more improvements, that's not it. So what's new? Min Wallet, sleek, UI friendly, user friendly for creating a wallet on mobile optimization, numbers keyboard for input fields is now available for mobile devices. That's nice. Subtle things, but those UX improvements are so key. New addition for tap tools, track the number of trades within the ecosystem by categorizing them into daily, weekly, and monthly intervals. I love customizing these feeds, and tap tools is my go-to actually to check on like market cap of Nike and like stuff like that. I just like to go to tap tools. I love the name too. Just the naming is amazing. Speaking of amazing, large buy, almost 69,000. It wasn't the special number, but almost 69,000 worth of ADA purchase of SNEC. Love this bot, and like when we say memes don't matter, they do, because this is exciting, and like SNEC and the branding, and like who doesn't love this Chubb SNEC? Who doesn't? Huh? Who doesn't? Tell me you cannot look at that face and tell me you don't love the SNEC. You know what I'm saying? So great to see this. Lovely. There is only 45 billion ADA. Cardano has established itself among some of the largest nations that it is the most decentralized and secure blockchain. With ADA on exchanges decreasing rapidly, Cardano scaling rapidly to the masses, a supply shock is imminent. And I think people underestimate with a supply shock and with price rallying how fast that can translate to huge upwards of volatility. Djed 1.2. My bad if I totally wreck the name, but I mean, I don't know what you guys are taking when you make these names. Let me know in the comments what you think they take when they make these weird names. Djed. Big news for Cardano DeFi. The most significant upgrade to Djed since launch is now live. These updates take Cardano's over-collateralized stablecoin to new heights in stability, accessibility, and efficiency. We'll explore some of this. I believe they have an article up on Medium. So they have improved remarkable stability in its first year, maintaining its peg during market volatility. They're building on their solid foundation with significant enhancements. Minting and burning just got easier with lower minimums, so they slashed that by 75%, which is great, bringing it from 200 ADA to 50 ADA. Shen holders will also benefit from enhanced stability. 1.2 allows for new allocation of ADA within the reserve, increasing the backing of Shen in the smart contract. Their goal is, with the upgrade, a more robust protocol that encourages active participation. I like that. Djed is moving from fixed percentage-based operator fees to fees that adjust to your transaction value, built-in minimum and maximum limits, no more complete transaction cancellations due to insufficient fees. This is a win for user friendliness. I like that. Improvements to the base fees are here earlier than expected. So originally planned for 1.3, the operator will now be able to adjust fees based on protocol ratio. This way, we can encourage minting or burning of Djed Shen as needed to maintain optimal protocol health. Good stuff. Finally, they're happy to share that Djed is migrating to Plutus V2, which will bring enhanced interoperability, Oracle slippage detection, and more. Good stuff. If you guys want to read more detail, the Medium article, everything is linked below. But But love to see the innovations in Cardano DeFi, especially stablecoin. Some of the names are just like, guys, I'll keep it 100 with you. All I care about is USDC and USDT. I'm just being honest. Like USDM is cool. The DPEGs that go on are a little concerning, but I think it's just because of the design choices. But I think branding wise, like I think everyone's just glued to USDC, USDT. But which stablecoin do you prefer? And do you like this one? Like, do you like Djed or not at all? Like, which ones do you like on Cardano, or just generally speaking? Steel Swap. Love this name. Love it. Discovered this yesterday. So wanted to look at some of the details, and I was very excited about this hopping going on, everything in one transaction. Swap hops now available on Steel Swap. You can use Genius Yield to convert a CNT to ADA and then feed the ADA into a swap on any supported DEX. What's even better, this all happens in a single transaction. Very nice. So what is a swap hop? Let's say you want to trade one token for another, USDM to World Mobile Token. However, the liquidity for USDM to WMT is low, so you can get a better WMT output by using ADA as an intermediate. USDM and then to ADA to WMT. Thus, you use ADA to hop from USDM to WMT. It's using ADA as an intermediary between the two. What we have added is the ability to use Genius Yield as the first leg of the hop. This is useful because Genius Yield settles immediately, meaning you can directly use the output to feed into a swap on any other DEX in the same transaction. The current implementation only uses Genius Yield for the first leg of the swap hop, and only ADA is considered as an intermediate. We will be adding more complexity to this over time, using Sunday Swap, Min Swap, routing functionality. We eventually see this working in such a way that ADA won't be needed as the only intermediate, but you could hop through any other token as well. So consider this, like let's just say you have USDM, you want to get WMT, but all of a sudden other tokens other than ADA can then be used as an instant intermediary. Multiple hops, one transaction, which is really nice. I think that's very like the best in terms of like minimizing gas, best for UX, minimizing all that stuff like in terms of slippages and whatnot. We see this functionality serving both traders and LPs. We hope this functionality will encourage liquidity providers to add liquidity to Genius Yield to enable traders to make good use of this functionality. Very good. On a side note, we do check to see if the hop or direct swaps are best. We only suggest a hop when it gives a better output. This does not guarantee it's the best, just that it's the best single transaction route. So very nice. I think it's great to see stuff like that. I also think about when people are like TPS is low on Cardano and they don't realize that Ethereum is doing like Pectra and looking to bundle in transactions to improve the user experience. And at the same time, this is also reminiscent to me, I may or may not be right, of PancakeSwap, some of the hops that go on in one transaction or one visible transaction to the user. So I think this is good because for the front end UI and for the back end on chain, like a lot of benefit. I think LP and users, it's going to be a multifaceted benefit. Really love this hopping stuff. It's the tragic moments that show how well our risk ratings. Yeah, it's a very tragic moment, just like having to react to stuff like this. But we got to do what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what Zerberus has to say about Pavia. Pavia, to my knowledge, I didn't know much about this, but I did read this statement. And Pavia, to my knowledge, is like Pavia World, like a metaverse project that basically said, to hell with this, we want to be acquired. Whom better to evaluate Pavia, because I saw it in the comments, than Zerberus, the security chads. So they're also doing a giveaway here. Retweet this tweet and comment to win a Zertra NFT with a floor price of nearly 1,400 ADA. Don't mind if I do. So in a nutshell, they were doing their metaverse. They were doing like user-generated content, building assets, doing their thing. Later on, they needed funding, and they did a 600-unit jet bike mint, but there was only about 10% minted. So then they decided to refund the minters, and they said, you know what, this is not sustainable. It's not viable. It's not feasible. And they're in a stage now where they want to do a merger and acquisition talks. So maybe you've seen some memes on Twitter, but basically that's it in a nutshell. Pavia is like, yeah, this metaverse stuff's not working out. We need more money. It's not working out. So we're closing up shop and we're open to merger acquisition. Well, what has Zerberus said? One of the most common criticisms we receive for our risk ratings is rating tokens, whose price is falling. Let's compare two tokens with falling prices, but massively different risk ratings. Pavia versus Sunday. What a fantastic use for this example, because Sunday Swap, that's an older project, right? On the cusp of fall of 2021. The Pavia project just announced its effective end due to having reached the end of its runway. Below is the price of Pavia, the red line. So we can see price of Pavia basically going to zero. Pavia is currently rated CCC, which is on the lower end of the rating spectrum. This means there is significant risk here. Interesting. And we can see here in a little bit more detail, number of holders, number of wallets. So the number of wallets kind of just chilling there. Yeah, it's kind of like sideways, but the price just going down. Price just going down. Let's look at Sunday, which is currently rated as AA. Let's close this, get a little bit more feedback there. Placing it among the ecosystem's leading projects. So both of them, price going down. We can agree, right? Price go down, price go down. Despite both of them having fairly similar price history, one, Pavia, effectively defaulted, while the other, Sunday, keeps releasing more products and capturing an increased amount of the transaction volume in our ecosystem, right behind MinSwap. MinSwap has strong dominance, but they're right behind, despite them both going down in price. Price does not necessarily inform you about the quality of a project. As of now, most token prices are functions of the current cycle phase. They get it, guys. Cerberus is based. Tokenomics design, liquidity pool depth, emissions, and hype. So alt season dynamics, beautiful. BTC ETH rally, they take profits, they start going into altcoins, alt season. This is that alt season we're talking about, guys. And that alt season, I put a poll up when you guys think it will be. Feel free to vote there. We have everything from Q4 of this year to Q4 of next year. Most people think it's going to be Q4 this year or Q1 next year. What we measure with our risk ratings is how the underlying network of participants is behaving, the community of Sunday holders. When looking at the underlying networks of tokens like Pavia, we see a network community that is degrading. A degrading network is a stronger indicator than falling prices. A degrading network and rising prices can be an indicator of manipulation. Oof, that's even deeper. Not all degrading networks will default, but they are more likely to do so than a thriving network. This is the risk we measure. A strong network like the networks of Sunday Swap, MinSwap, Snack, World Mobile Token, Kopi, IAG, good indicator that the community network is alive and well. Having a strong network increases your chance of investing in a project that can survive cycles. You can apply the same strategy to Cardano. It has a strong network. We continue to release stuff. There's more apps than ever before. We have the treasury. We have the burning of Genesis keys. We have uncapped TPS. We have capped supply. We have large interest in ETPs and ETFs around the corner. We have CASL in Switzerland and Germany. So even though the price is down, bozos like this need to understand that their nonsense is just rooted in price when he says
Cardano will die.
You know what I'm saying? So just take off those glasses, man. It's GG no re, man. You're done for the day. So this is a great post because it showcases to us that a project like Sunday Swap that's lagging behind, you know, their price is lagging behind, but the community is still thriving. And this risk rating is great because in a nutshell, it's combining that. It's combining the factors of having a strong network, not just looking at price. And that's a great way to take away that, like, look, price is not everything. Clearly, Sunday's doing okay, but Pavia, GG no re. You can still apply that to Cardano as well. Want to know more? Watch our live stream today. I joined the live stream just shortly, and I love to see that Cerberus is so active in not just what they're doing, but they're tapped into the community. And that's what's something that I love about Cardano. I really love this community for how engaged they are. I installed Chronoshot. I'm going to pronounce it. I don't know who said in the comments, Chronoshot. I installed Chronoshot on my PC, installed Epic Games, and I still haven't tested out fully. I tweaked the video settings, got it exactly how I want. I'm on 1610 and whatnot. And you do have to make a Reflect account, but other than that, you'll be good to go. So stay tuned for my thoughts on the gameplay. And this is why I welcome efforts like this. Y'all know that I said, like, I welcome these bite-sized pieces, not leading with infrastructure. Because when you try to make something that's just like some metaverse stuff, I've worked for metaverse projects. Metaverse is just cringe to me. And I think that metaverse stuff should be left to like Meta and like projects that have infinite funding. Because guess what? I don't think a 600 unit jet bike mint would carry you for the rest of the year when Mark Zuckerberg needs to spend more than Ford's valuation in investing in the metaverse side of Meta. So something to keep in mind, right? So let me know, guys, have you downloaded this? Have you tried it yet? I still have not played it yet, but I've launched it, got all my settings configured. I'm going to do a review soon. So cool. People are already playing it. There's already leaderboards going ham. Nice to see. And as far as I know, there's a single player and a multiplayer mode. It's time to talk about price. It's time to talk about price. Everyone's favorite thing, right? It's a scam when it's down, and it's why is the price going up when it goes up? People are just never satisfied. Well, if you enjoyed those dippity dips, you're up pretty good. We're already up to 0.34. But I don't think we're out of this just yet. For months, we've been saying that post-halving is going to be a little bit of jitter. I still stay true to that conviction that the price is still going to have maybe a little downside volatility. And I'm just patiently watching as we progress into the colder months. Let's go ahead and visit Google Trends. We have a little spike in Bitcoin global search, but it's nothing too huge, 39%. We're still 61% away from the peaks of Bitcoin global search. You combine that with Bitcoin dominance, which is now actually, it rose a bit, almost at 58%. We have to remember, guys, that we had two all-time highs, one in that 2021, let's go all-time, one right here with, about 40% BTC dominant, that was Cardano ATH, and then again at 40% Cardano ATH. So we need Bitcoin dominance to rise, plunge. We need this to increase and go up. And these are some factors that there's cycles, you can't control cycles. And you're hearing that from Zerberus. I would trust Zerberus. I wouldn't trust like my last video for the 50th time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that disrespect. Like I hope this guy like does well, but it's just stupid blanket statements like this. I just can't get behind. A little bit of Twitter banter, sure. But when your video is centered around a different project and you just start slamming the other one, like just with like insult, it's a little overboard, I think. So I think Q1, I still think that Q1 is going to be alt season. I don't think it's going to be Q4. I know some people are pushing for Q4. It's hard to know, obviously, but I think it's going to be Q1. And the reason why I say that is that I think there's a little bit more capitulation that can be squeezed out. I know you guys might be thinking like, bro, like how much lower do you want it to go? The lower it goes, the higher it goes. And the thing about alts is that alts need to really capitulate and really shite the bed in order to get a gigapump. It's just the nature of alts. That's just the way it is. High risk, high reward. High risk goes in both ways. And that capitulation is what's necessary. And it happens time and time again. So is this the absolute bottom? I don't think so. I think we could still come to levels like 28, 26 cents, 24 cents. As we briefly touched it a few days ago, coming down to 289, 288. So I don't think we're out of it just yet. My strategy is I will continue to watch and accumulate anywhere from that 24 to 39 cent. When I do make purchases, I'll let you know. But I haven't bought since like that last 0.36 purchase. Let me know what you guys think and whatever your prediction may be. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe, smash that like. Go ahead and vote when you think alt season will rip. That's on the community tab. And I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.